Again, really very sorry. Hmm. So again, I got disconnected. Problem power cut is so frequent nowadays. I apologize for that, guys. But what we can do, I don't have any control over it. Okay, 95, we captures, and then we go here. Where computer is saying just draw this bishop back first, then go for bishop h6. We don't have to damage our pawn structure and allow potential target to the black queen, which actually happened in the game. Again, to move my bishop, I instead I goes for bishop h6 immediately. He take, and now he draws this bishop back. Queen f4, queen l. That is very nice maneuver by my opponent, to be honest. That surprised my eyes. I go to rook d8. Computer likes the move knight f1 with the idea of going knight e3, defending the pawn and clamping down on d5, trying to stick to the d5. Like this, if he goes here, he can go here. Knight e3 defends this, and in the next move, we are ready to play this move. But I think there is better. He's attacking this, so I think there's the better knight d2, which defend both of the pawns. So basically, computer likes the defensive setup here. So computer sees the future, what's coming next. What is the idea of queen d7? It is to play queen e6 and start attacking that weakness. That's why computer says knight f1 and knight e2. Far from obvious. He takes the pawn, and here basically I had only one thing in my mind, that I have to go for the attack on the king side as my queen is nicely placed. Bishop is kind of controlling the king as well. That's why I just push with the h4, h5 pawns. Queen goes back. Now I come back so that this pawn is going to be well defended. And after the move bishop c6, I go to queen g5. Probably the idea is to push this pawn to f4 and then f5. But here he plays bishop f6, attacks our queen. Queen has to go back. He goes rook a6. I don't even know what is the. Maybe he's trying to open up the a5 by pressing d5. I don't know. Here I captures and open up the s5. He should have taken that with this pawn. I don't know why didn't he take that with that one. And here I drop the bishop back to g5, offering a bishop trade. He declined with bishop e5, and now plays on queen h4. And now our queen is perfectly placed for an attack. I just need my rook on h1. Imagine this rook on h1. He goes back, and now f3, solidifying this pawn and paving the way for the king to go to f2. Usually you have seen that white plays g3, but here we have a knight on g3. So first we have to move the knight, then we have to go g2, sorry, g3, then king g2. And king g2 will run into this diagram. That's why I quickly play my f3, supporting the pawn, and king f2 is now a possibility. We try to play on the queen side. We close the queen side down with a5, b4 anyway. And now we have to play the rook c1 because we want to defend this pawn. Let's say we goes for king f2 immediately. Then there is a flaw. First he can take, takes, and immediately bishop takes c3, forks the rook, and you lose the game. You can go for rook h1 to attack there, but king f7, queen f7, and he's fine. That's why here we play the rook c1 first, so that pawn will be defended, and after captures. This pawn is not doing only it is defended, this rook is defended, but this pawn is doing a good job controlling the d4 square, so we are not allowing queen bishop d4 check. Here he goes to b8, and now finally my idea is to play king f2, check, attacks the rook, not attack but defend, captures, knight captures, and now the pawn is defended by the knight, so we are free to move our rook to h1, attacking on the h5. He goes bishop b5, makes sense, attacking the knight. Rook h1, already threatening this move. And here he plays this move, which is winning for white. And I don't know why, for the fact this is a check. He didn't respond that queen take queen h7 is going to be a check. Queen h7, queen takes h7 is going to be a check. I don't know why didn't I play this move. I should have just taken this, forcing this move, and then knight f4 attacks this pawn. This is no longer a threat because first we can take this with check. If he goes here, we can win this as well. So after this, I think knight e6. First we can take this. King takes, and now knight e6 looks winning first this. King h7, and first we can take this pawn and knight e6. For the queen g6, knight e6 is the move. But I don't know, for some reason I just played knight f5, which now it's a draw. It's a draw because he had some checks over here. But I don't know how. King is e3. And he can play the move h6. What if he just take? Bishop e5 pins the knight. Bishop g5, it looks like there is something, but there is nothing. Queen f7. And he's defending. Bishop is controlling h8. Wow. And it's a draw. So I completely give away the game with knight f5. But he takes the pawn and now it's forced mate. Not forced mate, now white is winning. First we start with this set. And after this one, I quickly see the pattern. There is a checkmate. First we take this, forcing king back. Then queen e6 check, king f8, and knight g6 is going to be mate, which actually happened in the game. We delivered nice checkmate over here. That's the analysis, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Okay, let's keep going with other games. Let's play another one. Let's play another one with the 3+0 ideas. Okay, let's go for one more e4. Okay, this time Alakine is on the board, so let's play knight c3. I don't want to push this pawn. Yeah, Alakine defense kind of Scandinavian. Let's take and go d4. We can play the move h3, but let's solidify our pawn. I think he wants to castle queenside. Yeah, probably he's gonna castle queenside. Let's go queen d3. Offer it queen trade, attacks the pawn. And if we accept this queen trade, we have AB, and now we have the open a file, which is going to help us later in the endgame. Look at this move. We can still go for this one, right? Let's try bishop b5. If he captures, rook is going to be hanging, and we are threatening e5, d5. We are basically threatening d5. So bishop d7 is the only move, or maybe king d8. Okay, it goes there. I think we can bring this knight, but let's go bishop f4 first. Let's attack that one. Let's try to be tricky. Rook c8. Now this bishop is hanging actually, so we have to move it. Bishop c4. Let's bring this knight out. But this bishop is little bit passive. Let's castle and rook e1. We are going to put tremendous pressure over there. I can say, but I think that will only help him. Let's keep this bishop, paving the way for this rook to join the party. Let's develop along the e file. Because a file is closed, he has played a6 and there's nothing to capture. So let's try to play on the e file now. Let's try to play on the e file. I can go. I think his idea is to go there. And he has enough attacker, defender, I should say. Let's develop anyway. The bishop is opened. I have an idea. Let's start with this. But then he will win this pawn. And basically he's threatening to take here. Let's start by taking here. If knight takes. Bishop takes probably. Or maybe he can play rook takes. He goes for rook takes. Which I kind of hate. I don't want to trade pieces usually. Bishop captures f4. Bishop just goes back. Okay, let's go here. Let's defend this rook. I think that's losing. Maybe not because we can trap that bishop at the end of the line. Okay, let's get into this equal game. I think basically we should offer a draw now. Yeah, let's offer it. There is nothing to play for. Same card bishop. Okay, there is nothing to play for. That is just a theoretical draw. Unless anybody just blunder drastically, these type of games tend to be draw. Let's see if there was any hope or there was any tactical miscalculation. No, the both players have the accuracy of 95.5 versus 95.4, and the estimated rating is 2600. So it was a nice quick game. There were a couple of inaccuracies. This is nice. Try to have it in your arsenal. You can play the move bishop b5. First of all, if he captures this bishop, the rook hang. Okay, not there. Rook takes a8 with check, and white wins the game. And basically, if black did not acknowledge the threat of this move, let's say he played the move like g6, d5 wins the knight. Maybe not because he can here unpins that pawn. And now if you take this, maybe you can still go for this if he captures here. You have this one, and now you are threatening rook a8. Maybe he has this, and he regains the pawn. But both ideas are there on the board. Okay, it was fine. All the moves was on the money. Okay, there was a point where I thought that I hang a pawn like here. After king f1, he can captures, and after captures, then the bishop takes h2, but it falls for g3, I guess. G3 and maybe it's not because he has this check and we cannot go king g2. He might still a draw because he's just up a pawn and this bishop is in jail. But he can push this pawn to h4 and he can basically get rid of this j. And in the meanwhile, we have to get something on the seventh. Yeah. But now everything gets traded off and we offer a draw. He accepts because the number of pawns are same. Both have the bishops. No. Let's continue going on. Anybody here? Yes, Sasan. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's go c5. This is now the red key. d6. Knight c6. Let's bring this knight out. g6 and bishop g7. Followed by castle. Okay, let's castle. And basically, the idea is to play bishop d7, queen c8. Let's go rook e8 so that we can meet bishop h6 with this. a6, we have to stop this. And now let's go for that bishop h3 plan. Captures. Okay, how did I miss? I thought that I have already dropped my bishop back to h8. But actually, it's white who is going to follow that plan. If I make a strong hold on d5, which I don't like, let's go for the queen side play. We have to go back with the bishop. Let's go bishop g4, induce f3 or h3. Then we'll go back to d7 and then we play h6. Yeah. Now the diagonal is weak. Let's hit the knight. Knight is basically trapped. Knight is basically trapped. You take, you invite the attack on the h file. And this, we just take. Do we need to stop that? 95 here we capture. And if he takes, the knight is well. Let's go for knight. Let's try to be tactical. Let's go knight e5. If d4, we just takes, and after cd, the knight's going to be hanging. Okay, now we have to put pressure on that file, that line. That's not working. Let's go here. We will get the c4 square. And now the idea is to double up along the h file quickly. Captures, captures. Knight c6. Queen b6. Unpinning and threatening that pawn maybe. And let's go rook h2, put pressure on that. Okay, defend that. Is this working? I do have this check in here. Let's offer a queen trade first, so that our rook will be justified on the h file. And we are targeting that pawn as well. Oh, it goes here. Check here. There are like no follow. Can I go here? I think I like the look of queen. If he moves the knight, I have a trap, which is to start with bishop h3 check. Or maybe I should have taken that pawn. Why did I allow this counterplay? Again, I like the look of this. Let's take first. Of course, pawn takes. Should I give up this now? I can't move this knight. That's the problem. Oh my goodness. Good net. Good net. What is good net? It's goodness. Let's take. We need to give the piece back. Basically, check. Ah, this is hanging now. How is he playing so fast, brother? I have to be passive now all of a sudden. And I don't know if I'm winning. Maybe it's losing for us. Maybe I should have taken that pawn instead of going for the queen side attack. And now look at the pressure. Check. I think we are losing because he never think and now we have like 18 seconds. Rookie then he probably is going to end up playing this move. Let's keep an eye on the knight. This is not a problem. Maybe rook h5 can be played. Let's attack the queen. Queen has to basically guard this. Oh no, I don't have time. Rook is hanging, so he does not have time to win the bishop, but still he's winning the game, I guess. Still he's winning. Queen f2. Bishop g4. How did I miss this game? Oh, queen takes. I missed that knight is also defending there. Basically, I burn all of my time in the middle game. That's why I lose the game. You could have taken the rook with check. Where? Oh man. Basically, my opponent never think in this game. That's what causes us the problem. I basically ran out of the ideas pretty quickly, and he was on the money. We trapped the knight still. He was playing instantly. 1 second, 3 seconds. He never think for like long. All of his moves was like between 2 to 4 seconds. And once your opponent plays these kind of things, you always tend to run out of the ideas. G4. Who will find G5? Who will find G5 here? To first attack the queen, weakening the diagonal. No one. Now it's already equal, and I start going into the wrong direction. Where I could have taken the rook with check. That's the now it's force mate. Oh wow, look at that brilliant rook sacrifice. You have no way to hide, you have to take that. And knight is also targeting that, so he has plenty of. There was no moment where rook was hanging with check. Where do you think that I could have taken that rook with check? This was the only moment where I attacked the rook, but he just moved the rook. I think as I just goes into the wrong direction right here. I just get into the wrong direction. This is not the maybe this is fine, but after this move, I really should have just captured that pawn. And we are crossing through. We are crossing through on the king side. The bishop is hanged. If he goes here, I get in with the queen like here. Wow. And now he has to trade the queen because the rook is hanging. And after the queens get traded off, this is simply winning for black. When I just goes on to the complete opposite direction, I just goes for this side of the pawn and allow his queen to get so much activity and these pawns to roll down, which causes us the game. Already it's losing. One bad. That's why you have to be very focused. You have to be very focused. Where is the party happening? You have to play on that side of the board. At this moment, I'm randomly playing. I don't know what this opening is with c3. Never seen c3. Oh man, let's go there. h6. Maybe his idea is to attack us on the king side. I don't know. Okay, he's sufficiently defend. Let's queen c7. Defend, attack. Okay, he defended that. f6 cannot be played. Let's go for b5. Is he trying to sag something over there? I don't know. Let's threaten that one. I'm assuming rook a c1 or maybe rook e c1. Hmm. Let's take knight d4. Ah, that's a blunder. Ah, he can take that. Let's see that first. And maybe he has desperado. He attacks the queen. That's how it's so easy to blunder in these kind of situations. So easy. And you resign the game because bishop is going to be hanging. Oh, I'm completely going into the wrong direction right now. Okay, let's try to focus. This knight is going to be problem. Let's win. Don't move this knight because you can allow this check. Queen b3 looks interesting. Okay, let's take that. Kick out the queen. And now rook c1. I like the look of knight h5, trying to secure the bishop. I can eliminate that bishop as well. I don't think we need to. Let's first improve our position. a5 actually there is b4. Then maybe c4 if captures. Let's go for e4. b4, c4. Oh, he goes for this approach. Now knight c4 is come. Makes sense. Let's just start by capturing this. And now what? I'm running out of ideas. We need to let's keep an eye over there. Knight c4, we attack the knight. Okay, he defended that. Let's try to have an eye over there. Now this and we win a pawn maybe. We win that pawn. He will win that pawn back, I guess. Okay, I think he pin that, right? Okay, let's pin this. Queen b2. Captures. Queen captures. This runs into this fork. And he's attacking these two pawns, which is hard to defend, of course. Let's eliminate this first. And now this. We defend everything. But this is sufficiently. We cannot put more pressure on this one. We cannot put more pressure over there. I have an idea though. Okay, he wants to trade the, but I think I can get in. I do have this check, but this pawn is falling. What will you make of it? Now this. Probably he's going to capture this. Okay, so you want to capture this, but this will be hanging as well. Behind the knight, I guess. Isn't there still a perpetual? Oh, there was a perpetual. No, queen was equipped back. Should be winning now, but still need some calculation. Can I go there? Check. I have this move. Oh, let's go to attack this one. I think he can start pushing these pawns, which is hard to deal with. And actually, there is no way to put pressure on this king. Yeah, he's going for that, and I have to be very, very careful. We have to run this pawn down really, really quickly. This pawn can be pushed as well. Oh my god. Okay, start pushing this pawn. Let's go. Hmm. Takes and force queens of the board. This is the way to win the game. And now this pawn is just marching down, which is never going to be stopped. Yeah, let's go. So he becomes too greedy. He thought that he can deliver checkmate on our king, as our king was like so clumsy. But you have to think about your queen, your king as well. You cannot just go for a free hand attack. This pawn weakens this, and immediately you lose the game. I hope that makes sense. Let's start from the start. If you enjoy this game, you can hit that like button. As I can see, there are only 6 likes. This is tough. Push the pawn, yeah, but still, anyway. Accuracy is just 85%. Opening was fine though. Okay, we draw the bishop back, knight d3 captures. It was equal till this point, but he gets something on the queen side. But still, position was equal, as I can see there. Okay, that was a bad move. White has an S, but first you have to take this HZ, and then what? Ah, then we play C4. Capturing here is impossible because the rook is going to be hanging. And after C4, best move is to play rook A7, unpinning this pawn. But we can already capture here, forcing pawn takes. And now the E file is open, so we can try to have something. And the idea of G4, G3, King G2, and Rook H1 can be played. Uh, I miss C4 to be honest. I simply captures. That was a blunder. To knight C4, which he missed. And the idea of knight C4 is he's hitting our queen. You can't take as queen is undefended. You can't take the rook as well. You have to move the queen, but then he can first start by this, and he can win this pawn. And basically, black is better. Okay, he missed those things. Now let's see the game continues quickly. Oh, black is winning at this point. And the best move is to first start by this. You get rid of that knight on b5 which was hanging, and now f2 is hanging. Even if I capture this, I think he can simply recapture this, and whenever my queen moves, knight takes f3 is going to be a threat, as this pawn is pinned. And now there are several checks as well. So he missed that, he just take the pawn, he gives the knight. This is still a draw. I thought he had the perpetual with this move. If I goes here, compared to like this idea going behind, there is perpetual. But he became too optimistic. He tried to deliver checkmate, and by doing that, he just get head wobble for. No, let's keep going. Let's keep going, and after a couple of more game, we will start the speed run. We will start the speed run as well, as we have played plenty of games in our main ID. Plenty is बहुत ज़्यादा, enough. But I think my queen is okay. Let's go with 6. c5 is never really a problem. Let's go queen d8. Let's offer a queen trade here. Let's see if he wants to capture that or not. But I think I'm the one who is behind in development. He can quickly go there. Not a big deal. Let's go this way. Basically, he is offering a trade of everything. He is offering a trade of everything. I was knowing that. Now we have trade. And let's activate the king and offer a draw. It is the time to shake hands. Okay, he wants us to take there. Do I need to? I don't think. This should be a draw with perfect play. Now I'm seeing that. Captures, captures. F5. Not working. And then his king can get in. Let's go b6. So that I can stop king c5 at the end. Now the idea is to take here. Hmm. Okay, now we have to take because he was saying to capture. Let's go here. Let's activate the king. Now we are threatening to throw this check and trying to force king off so that we can get this. And now b4 is not a possibility as a4 will fall. Captures. Okay, he is the one who goes for this. This is still a draw with perfect play. Can I go here? If he takes, I can get there. Let's go. Okay, now the question is, who is going to fall behind in tempo? The problem is he has the waiting move. Check, captures, captures, and then he can go here. I think I can go this way. And this is a draw, I guess. Let's go back. I cannot allow his king to get in by capturing that pawn. But now I can get this square. Oh, I can freeze your pawns. And then this. Okay, let's freeze his pawns. And let's try to get in. He has too many weaknesses. Can I go here? But then this move. This. Oh, he allowed this move. Ah, now he's losing. But the question is, who is fast? Ah, if I goes here, he gets in. And I think this pawn is closer. Captures here, I move. He captures. I pose. He here, I goes here. He promote and I promote. I think we both promote at the same time. But he's the one who is going to throw some checks. And we have to zigzag. I cannot step onto this. Okay, I think he wants to take that pawn. Let's throw some checks and just make it draw. Step onto this. Ah, I think he sees that. And now it is probably going to end in a lose, I guess. Am I losing? Ah, I think losing because he can outflank my king. Ah, let's resign. Wow, this endgame was pretty hard for me. I tried my best, but he was on the money and probably he was master of endgame because he never thinks and he makes all of the best moves. And his accuracy is better than mine, 95.5 versus only 90. Okay, at this moment it was a draw because the fact that he gets the pawn and he was okay. It was still a draw. It was still a draw, but I allow him to force the queen trade. Ah, it was still a draw. And the drawing move is to play this move. It's very hard, but now I see the difference. If you goes here, you allow the sorry, what is it called? Opposition. You allow the opposition. So you have to keep the distance opposition. But I had only 26 seconds on the clock, so it's very hard actually. It was still a draw. And now the idea is very simple. If he goes here, then we can take the opposition. If he goes here, this way, king cannot go here. And if he puts this pawn, we simply takes, and we take the opposition, and corner pawn never wins. What? Wow, nice. What do I say to these people? Look at this, guys. One of the kid had just made this beautiful apple for his school project, which looks nice, by the way. Look at this one. It's so hard to handle, and I just messed up. Huh? Anyway, you can polish it again. Okay, where I was. Okay, I'm gonna save this game because it was a nice game lesson. It was a nice end game lesson for us because the move is to play king e7, and he can do the same, but we have to keep remaining on that distance opposition. 3 squares in between. And there are no way to get anything after this one. He has to just repeat the move. If he goes here, we can even advance over here because if the moment he goes here, we takes the opposition. I hope everything is clear. Let's save this game. Add games. No, not this one. Save. Add to collection. Where do I want to save this? Probably in pawn and game. Let's go. Okay, let's keep going. I don't want to end this note on a losing game. So let's play another one. Let's try to win the game. Then long distance opposition. Yeah, you could have taken this pawn for any. Yeah, I should have been careful over there to keep the long distance opposition. Okay, you damage my pawn structure, but in return, I get the bishop pair. And this pawn will serve as a very good piece. Controlling these two very important squares. Do I want to trade the bishop? No, I want to keep the bishop. Okay, that was his idea, and now he's questioning this. They're just finding all the correct opportunity. Literally. And how do I defend that? There are no easy way to do that. Let's go queen b3. Let's counter attack that pawn. And I hang this. Completely freaking stupid guy. Now this falling with check, and at the end b2 is falling. And everything is falling. It's time to design. Oh, you missed knight b4. Knight b4. Oh, look at this now. Knight b. Let's take that, and we can get the exchange. Hmm. How do I put pressure on this one? Oh, he's gonna. How can I forget about this man? Okay, let's throw this check first. This is losing, of course. Ah, maybe there's another fork. Ah, that's another fork. And then at the end, knight can be hanging. Ah, I think I can take that and counter attack this. And then at the end, knight will be hanging. This should be bad. I take, he take, and then I can take this. Or, or I can just take this knight. And my knight is defended over there. Queen will be hanging. Queen is hanging. Okay, he goes back. I see the idea, but now let's go. Ah, but this is a passed pawn. Very hard to deal with. And he's attacking this as well. Take the rook. But taking that rook, okay, he goes for this line now. And it's very hard to fight with these pawns. These double pawns are like monster. And we have to evacuate our knight as well, which is not easy task. Let's go here. I just hang that, but I want to capture this, and rook will be hanging there, falling for every tactic. Um, this is so bad, actually. Literally so bad. I'm literally falling for every tactic which my opponent's going for. If I take probably pawn takes and he promote and you lose the game. What will I play? There is no play for me. Probably this is losing. He can just push this pawn now. And if you save this game, you are the monster. I think we should just resign. Wow, I'm going into the wrong direction. What happened to me? Feeling helplessness. Hmm? What? Why didn't you take? I think I can evacuate my knight with check, and then we can win this knight, right? Yeah, that looks like a way to go. I do have this check, king h8. Oh, let's evacuate this knight with check first, and simply win this knight. Oh, how did I miss that? Okay, that is still pained. Let's take this. And after this, e5 attacks the knight. And if the knight moves, queen h5. g6. I think tactics will work out in our favor. Let's attack this. Ah, if queen h4. Oh, it looks like I can win this. Because my bishop was not seeing that knight. And now rook is hanging and he resigned. GG. What is the accuracy for this one? Finally, I win a game of chess. Okay, you will be able to watch out for the evaluation bar. Evaluation 93.1. Taking that with the knight is always better because of this line. Knight takes f7. Kov actually likes this move. If he takes this, then we emerge up a piece anyway. And after this, if he just capture this, then first we go for this line, attacking the queen. And if he goes here, then we simply take that rook, king takes, and we take this bishop, and we are up an exchange and up a pawn. Knight c3, knight d5 is coming, and game is over. Would give me your name? Last game opponent missed knight d6. Your opponent definitely bought that 2100 elo. Yeah, maybe going 50 for 50. Okay, now let's go for the speed run. Let me quickly log into that ID, and it's time to go for the speed as we have played plenty of games in our main ID, which is not working out fine for us as we are losing multiple games. So let's try to get something on this speed run. I have seven misses. Who are them? Okay, all of them are like from what? Oh, no, it was from the. Let's leave that. None of your business. No, this. I think we are ready to go. Let's get into 10 plus 5. And we are quickly fixing the visuals. We are playing 10 plus 5. Okay, we get a pairing. Brother, what you doing? What you doing? Okay, we are playing with the white pieces, so let's open up with the move 1 e4 as more traditional way, and then you bring this knight out to f3. Okay, black respond with knight c6, traditional way to defend this pawn, and you know that what is the main move for us, which is to play bishop c4, entering into the Italian, and he's playing a6. A6 is a little bit passive. Probably he's stopping knight g5 idea of right lever attack. But as he's playing a little bit passively, so we are going to strike back into the center square with d4. Brother, please play with me. Pure gaming. Brother, I'm not playing my viewers today. I'm sorry for that. Okay, he opts for bishop d6, which looks ugly, but it is completely fine. You cannot punish this move. This sack is not working because this square is well defended. And even after d takes e5, he has enough defender over there. So that's not working. One way could be to push this pawn to attack the knight, but then knight a5 will harass our bishop, which again I don't like. But now this bishop d6 has its passive nature, which is he will not be able to push this pawn. So let's just castle. Let's just castle. And let's try to finish our development quickly. And we have some easy moves like we can play c3 to solidify our central pawn. We can play rook e1 as well, deploying the rook on a nice e5. And black is going to have a hard time developing this light square. Okay, he's bringing his queen out too early, which shows us that our opponent is just trying to go for the kill on the spot. So now let's bring this knight out. Let's start by bringing this knight out. This pawn is not worried. We can just ignore this pawn. We don't have to go for that. Okay, he did go for that. He is thinking that he is winning a pawn, but in return, we are getting some counterplay. We are attacking the queen. Queen has to move itself, and then we recapture this pawn. Probably e5 on a particular time can be very dangerous for black as well. Okay, he goes back with the idea of defending c7, but bishop was defending c7 already. But he has wasted a couple of moves by bringing this queen out, then going back. And look at the development advantage we have. Our king is safe. We have three pieces developed. Rook e1 is in the air. We have a nice pawn, and we are regaining our material. And white is clearly better. If he captures, our queen can become very active on d4, which will target the diagonal. e5 knight, take, rook pin, then f5. What? Everything was fine, brother. e5 was working out as well. But I just try to keep everything clear. And he goes for c6, which already tells us why it is a bad move. Who can tell me what is the flaw of this move? What is the flaw in this move? And you have to calculate till the end. What is wrong with this c6? And it has nothing to do on the queen side. Sorry, not here. It has nothing to do on the queen side. Just on the opposite side of the board. Who can tell me? To push knight. To push knight, where will you push the knight? Queen takes d7. Simple as it can get. Knight f6. Knight f6 not working. He can take that with the queen, simultaneously defending that bishop and offering a queen trade. Queen takes d7, simple. And if he takes our knight, don't try to fixate it with that, because after he takes the knight, bishop is going to be hanging. But first we can take that rook. After queen takes d7, c takes d5, queen takes h8, and if he takes our bishop, we can take this knight with check. And king, either he has to move the king or either he has to draw this bishop back. Then we will quickly take that pawn on h6, putting pressure on that line. I think that's working out fine for us. One thing that in this kind of situation you have to be very careful about, that bishop landing on f6, where it will attack your queen and simultaneously defend the rook. But here the case is not that. After this, bishop cannot go to f6, and if he tries to do the same thing with e5, we just take that bishop with check. Let's go for this. This will work out fine. This will work out for us perfectly. And now black is already facing some troublesome. They'll try. Okay, he just goes for Desperado. I don't think this is working. I don't even know what is the idea of this move, unless he's trying to throw this check. But we can tuck away our king back, and rook is still going to be hanging. And queen f6 is still not a possibility as long as our knight is controlling that. And this is even worsening his position. He has simply no pieces to the attack. At this level, this kind of thing tend to happen. When your opponent just okay, he goes for the check, which is absolutely devastating move. Let's drop this king back to g8, and there is nothing. Rook is hanging. If you captures the knight, we can take this rook first, and still, if he takes the bishop, we take this with check, followed by bishop takes h6. Yeah, I think we can do go for this line. Alternatively, we can try this move as well, but after bishop takes d5, who can tell me which move will save the black? If we go for bishop takes d5, what is the exact move which will save the black from losing this particular rook in the corner? It is a nice test to you guys. Let's see. Queen f6. Yeah, exactly. Queen f6, which attacks the queen and defend the rook by skewer. And f6 square is defended by the knight. So don't try to be tricky. Just play simple chess. Simply takes that rook. And now the bishop is hanging, but the knight is still hanging with check. And we have a huge advantage. We are up a piece. We can go for bishop h6 as well. Yeah, let's go for bishop h6 simply. And what we are threatening now? Who can tell me what is the threat now? Queen f6. Yeah, queen f6. There was. Okay, he just take that. For some reason, I forgot that that is attacked. Oh, okay, okay. Anyway, okay, I just didn't practice what I preach. Angle line. I'm just holding on. Okay. Anyway, we are better. We should just try to bring this rook into the game. Never try to play these stupid moves, guys. I don't know what thing strike in my mind that I feel that this is defended by my queen as well. Okay, anyway, we are fine. And now he is preparing this move. He is preparing this move which will attack our queen and simultaneously defend the rook as well. And all of a sudden, my opponent is showing some good knowledge of the game. And after he plays this move, we have to move the queen. So I think we can make a preparatory move. Let's go queen g4. Let's go queen g4. If he goes here, the plan is this pawn is going to be hanging with check and we win the bishop. And the second idea, if we move this, and now I can move this queen to f3. I think that's that. Yeah, I think we can move this queen to f3 or maybe queen z3. I think queen z3 is better because we are also making contact with this pawn, and whenever the queen move, we can take on t6. And now we have to put pressure on that pawn. So maybe some of the good move is to play rook d4 and then followed by rook fd1. Rook takes d7 was working. No, rook takes d7 was not working because that is simply king takes, not bishop takes. Okay, he goes for that. I don't think we should rule out the idea of rook d4 followed by rook fd1, keeping an eye on this pawn. All of a sudden, I think his rook is coming in, but not right now. This queen is controlling this file and it can quickly backfire. It's not easy. Should have been careful there, should not have given up the bishop. Take d6, bro. Ah, oh my god. I'm the stupidest guy ever. Why did I just simply take this with check? And the game was completely over there because queen c6 check wins the rook as well. Well, the pawn is hanging because queen isn't defending. Okay, now we have to double up. I'm the stupid guy. Okay, I'm getting overexcited. I'm just getting relaxed. Wow, what in the tunnel? Okay, now he's setting mate in one. But I think we can force the queens off the board with this move. And I think we should do that. Let's force queens off the board. And let's just simplify into a winning endgame. We cannot give black a free hand to attack us. Let's simply takes. Bishop is hanging. And we will slowly and surely will convert this game. We are up an exchange. We have two extra pawns as well. Not two, but only one. Okay, let's simply attack this bishop. After this, we capture with this pawn, particularly to attack the bishop. Okay, he goes there. And now we have this move, attacking the bishop one more time. This is simply not working because we just take here, we just take. So if he don't want to allow this devastating check, he has to be very passive with rook e8. Sorry, bishop e8. Bishop e8. He just hang this bishop. He just hang this bishop. I don't. Oh no, rook is hanging. Rook is going to be hanged. Down. I was about to fall for this. Let's attack this bishop one more time with this one. When will you become GM? Maybe in my dreams. Check then take. Where do you want to give the check, brother? If you throw this check, rook is hanging. You do not have any check. This check, bishop defending there. You cannot take the bishop. Okay, now he's allowing this check and we can win that pawn easily. That's why he has to be going that bishop e8 move. But now it is just a matter of time. Let's capture this. Rook d7, just attack all of these pawns and win the game. Mahesh bro, donate white milk to rich persons to gain some. Okay, now he's attacking this pawn, so let's solidify that pawn. Don't need to give anything to our opponent. I think this check is straightforward now. We don't need to go for this one. Okay, he has stopped this one, and simultaneously he stopped rook d7 as well. Can I just go rook a8 to pin this? That is a first of all, let's throw this check and pick up this as well. Keep it simple. GM is also possible though. Bro, try IM. It's possible. Gee, now you're winning. Yeah, it's winning. Of course, it's winning. There was no point where we were losing this game. He definitely isn't 800. Then what is he? What is he? What's his real strength? So there was no point where we are losing. Okay, it was the Italian, and here he goes for h6, which is kind of passive. Basically, the idea is to stop knight g5 because so many black players fear the fried liver attack, which goes like knight g5. We immediately attack this, and there is a nice line which I will show you. It always nice treat to the eyes. We takes that pawn on f7, forking the queen and the rook, and our king takes queen f3 check. And so many players fall for this just by playing this move, where you can deliver a nice checkmate, captures check, bishop e6, and then takes and deliver mate. So this is one of the fear for black. That's why so many players tend to play the move at 6 after bishop c4 to stop knight g6, knight g5, and basically preparing knight f6. But it allows to strike in the center with d4, which we did. And now he defend that with the bishop d6. It is kind of equal. Let me turn on the engine, pretty equal. White has an edge, but it's not like you can win the game in a couple of moves. It is completely viable setup. Because there we cancel queen f6. I don't think this is the right idea because he's bringing the queen out, and now we have simple idea knight c3 and knight d5 is coming with an attack on the queen. Usually black plays move c6 to stop knight d5, but here already he has c6. He has knight on c6, so c6 is not an option, and he cannot stop knight d5 with an attack on the queen. He takes, we goes here, which is the top move. Some of were suggesting e5 as well. But here I think it is fine because bishop captures, there is still knight d5. There is still knight d5 and white hand has it because we are attacking the queen. And after he moves the queen, like here, rook e1 pins the bishop. And after you defend, f4 wins it. So that was also an alternative. But we try to go for the straightforward knight d5. We attack the queen. And now he recaptures our pawn and he just falls for our queen takes g7. It may seem that the knight is hanging, he's attacking the knight. Wow, I'm attacking the knight, knight has to go back. But then they tend to fall for these sorts of counter attack. Queen g7 ends the game on the spot. And I don't think he should have given this bishop up. Well, it is a complete why? Why you are giving? At least if you are going for this line, just recapture this knight and go into this line where I take this knight. You can draw this bishop back, but still bishop takes h6 and black is losing anyway. Black is losing anyway. So after this move, he takes that, king queen h4 check, king g1, and now he takes the knight. And here I was showing this line. You can try to go for bishop takes d5, threatening mate here, but queen f6 saves everything. It defends the f7 square. It defends the rook by skewer. You can't take because queen can go back to take there. And if you trade the queen, knight can come out. Knight can comes out to f6, and now it's fine for black. White is still winning because white structure is fine. Black king is weak. White has an extra pawn. Bishop is monster. But still, why to go for this kind of complication where you have simple, easy move. Queen takes h8. After he takes the bishop, you takes the knight with check. And here I should have just gone for at least queen h7 or maybe rook e1 or maybe bishop e3. We have plenty of move, but I don't know, something is striking my mind. I thought that this square is defended by my queen h7. Wow, this is nice. Wow, watermelon. Wow. Look at this kid, guys. This kid is making some huge stuff. Beautiful watermelon, and she is making for her school. Wow. Okay. She requested to show this to you guys. That's why I just show you. Okay. I hang the bishop. Oh, not there. Sorry. It was here. We hang the bishop there. Completely my mind malfunction over there. And what's happening? I'm clicking on the last move. Okay, here again I malfunction with this move. I goes queen g3 with the idea of attacking d6, and my opponent gives the perfect opportunity by playing bishop a6 to quickly end the game with this check. And I don't know why did I tunnel vision that I have to double up the rook along the d5. So Sam, when you grow up, you will love that. Check rook takes d7. Okay, rook takes d7. Okay, here you are saying rook takes d7. King takes. This is still winning because his king is weak. Maybe you can throw this check, but this is the wrong check. Apparently, position is now equal. Then what will you play? Maybe this. This is the idea. If he goes here, then we have this check, we win the rook. And if he goes here, then rook comes in and it's mate in two. Maybe mate in three. But basically it's mate in two. Yeah. Rook takes d7 was still winning. But I thought that we should keep everything simple. Rook takes d7 was completely winning. The idea is if he, okay, not here. The idea is if he takes that with the bishop, we simply recapture the rook in the corner and we are winning. Yeah, rook takes d7 was also winning. At low elo, bullet is brain rot. Bro, who are you? Why people watch you? Tell me truly, please. Why are you starting YouTube live? Wow. Basically, you can get into my channel description, brother. I have put in some nice information over there. You can look up. Okay, here he's setting mate in one, and you can start calculating. Should I go king f1 to run away, or should I play any other move? Like what should I do? We should start via any checks, or maybe should I take? Just keep it everything simple. Just take that with the check, forcing queens off the board, and everything is simple. You have two rooks and extra pawn. Just try to capitalize on that, and we maximize over there. And after this check, he resigned because this pawn is also falling, and the game is basically over. How do you prepare openings? How do you prepare openings? Basically, I have a diamond membership on chess.com. So and now they have given up the option of you can try to learn the openings on chess.com. There are so many lessons of the openings. Stop analyzing his GM games. One match with me, please. I'm sorry, bro. Play. Bro, Spanish opening is easy to learn as big. No, no, no. Spanish is not easy. There are so many theory. So many theory. And then basically I just choose a line and I try to stick to that. And if whenever I face new moves, let's say I will show you the line of let's say I play the black I play the Karakan as black. So after this move, and this is the branching out of the Karakan defense. He can push this pawn, he can take, he can respond with knight c3, knight d2, and many moves are there. And particularly if he puts here, if he goes for advanced variation, I like the move c5, trying to create imbalance. And if he captures, e6 quickly targets this. And at this moment, so many players goes like d4 to try to stick to this pawn. Then we strike with a5 and try to chip away these pawns. And whenever I face, let's say after this, if he goes this one, my idea is to go a4. If he goes here, then we simply take. If he recaptures, the rook will be hanging. And whenever I face new line, let's say after this one I didn't face this d4, I face knight f3, and particularly I respond with knight c6, then knight e7, knight g6. These are the idea. And whenever I face something new like a3, then I first of all I try to use my common sense. What is the idea of a3? Let's say the idea of a3 here is if I recaptures this pawn, he can quickly play the move b4, taking space on the queen side. And after I drop this bishop back, he can flank it to his bishop, and he has some active play on the queen side. So these are the ideas. And whenever I run out of the idea, I just try to get into the opening explorer, and I see what is the most popular move after this move. What is the most popular response after this move? And basically, these are the techniques which I use to prepare my opening. And after all, there are so many model games that as well. You can try to look up on your own. Okay, I don't want to bog down into those complications. Let's go for another game. All right. Oh yeah, bro. Diamond Premium is worth in your point of view. Yeah, if you are above 2,000 and if you are really trying to improve after that point, you can go for Diamond. But if you are below 2,000, I will not suggest you to go for Diamond because it takes a lot of amount of money. And personally, when I cross like 2000 or 20, probably 2100 or maybe 2000, then I purchase the diamond membership. I crossed 2000 on my own just by watching YouTube videos and using some sort of engine. And yeah, once you cross 2000, then you can go for diamond membership. I reached 2050 now, won 6 times in a row. Wow, that's great, brother. Uh, okay, E3. So kind of unusual. So no, who will play A3? I usually play E3 in bullet game, but apart from bullet, I never play E3. Okay, let's take the space in the center with D5. Thank you, brother. Okay, bro, I am beginner. Can you record opening moves and upload? Brother, there are so many channels. There are already plenty of videos about the openings. Are you trying to become a GM or just playing for streaming? I'm trying to push for some sort of title, but not yet. GM for GM, not yet. I'm not thinking about the GM. I'm just thinking about process by process, step by step. Okay, so probably white is trying to flank to his bishop to the b2 square, deploying it on a nice active diagonal, and then maybe he can go queen e2 and castle queen side. We have a nice pawn chain as well, and I think we can do the same with g6. Yeah, I like the look of g6. Then Finkity this bishop to g7. Hikaru is bullet god, you are dumb. Hikaru and Magnus like bullet. No, I think. Blonde. Okay, he goes for knight e2. He is prioritizing his development. I think we should do the same. Let's go knight bd7. Let's activate the knight. He's following all of this as principle. He's not entirely giving up the center. Basically, he's activating his pieces on optimal squares where it can later try to target my center. And already I think I can occupy the center with e5 as knight is supporting that center. Yeah, I think we can go for e5 perfectly fine. Okay, now he goes for d e4. And we can play the move d4. And if he goes c3, then c5. I like the look of. Alternatively, I can capture over here as well. Hmm, both are viable. Let's go d4. Let's go actually d4. Bro, I'm 729 rating. It's gold premium better. Or I have chess books like 6 books. I'm a little lazy. I complete woodpecker method book. What next to improve the chess? I'm serious. I'm rapid. Brother, you don't need to study too much chess if you are like below 1000. You should just try to sorry, not study, but try to analyze your own games. Once you finish some of the games, just try to analyze those games, see where did you go wrong, and try to not make the same mistake again. Okay, clearly he's sending this check, and Shomi Peps will play b5 to attack the knight, which will invite knight d6 check. Then you have to move the king, you will lose the castling light. Let's just do queen c7, simple, protect that square, and now we are ready to play d5, which will kick out this knight. And the pawn is nicely defended. You got me, I'm actually 400. I mean, he just sucked at bullet. Who? I don't know why he's making these moves. Probably he thinks that this bishop is not much stronger on this diagonal. So try to go back with the bishop, which already tells us that he's wasting it. He's wasting time. And now we can push this pawn to b5, attacking the knight. Knight does not have any forward mobility. So he has to go either d2 or either d7. And both moves looks ugly. If you go knight d2, you block off the bishop. And if you go knight b2, what is your knight doing over there? What is your knight doing over there? Which he goes. I think at least knight d2 is better because you can deploy the knight on f3. But probably at the beginner level, he thinks that my bishop is going to be bad after knight d2. So keep this path open and go knight b2. And now I think we can deploy our knight on c5, which looks great. I can throw in this check as well. But these are just paper tiger. We should not go for these ones. And one more I really like. Let's go bishop b7. For the moment, it may seem that this bishop is ugly, which is biting on this granite, watching its own pawn, but it has the potential energy. See the dream of 2000 while sleeping in noon. He can't use engine and bullet that he hate. Okay, he goes for knight g3, which makes complete sense. Opening up this bishop. And it's not easy to attack him. I'm trying to find the idea. Can I go c5? Let's go c5 first of all. Let's try to open up this bishop yet. And I think we are ready to castle. I'm not showing my cards yet because he can try to go queen side now by bringing this bishop out, queen e2 and queen side. And then he can try to attack us on the king side. So let's wait for him to show his cards on the table. Then we'll decide whether to castle queen side or whether to castle king side. Sorry, king side or queen side, yes. I think that makes some degree of sense. And this knight is ugly. It does not have any of bishop d2. c4 is not achievable because he has simply many a defender. Now let's improve our position with a6 first. Let's solidify this pawn. And at some moment, white will run out of the idea. Okay, he's making, let's castle now. It's enough. We have maximized our position. Let's castle to the king side now. And let's go for the plan. Let's try to make some plans now. Okay, we have to make this f4 break, but we are not ready yet. We have to move this knight h5. We can just take and win the pawn. And if I try to do it with knight e8, but again f4, f5 it captures. I have an idea. Let's play knight b6 first. If this bishop moves from this diagonal like f3, then we can try to execute c5. Okay, he pins our knight, which makes some sense, but I don't think that is like any threat. We can remove this knight to e8. We can go knight d. Let's go knight d7 so that our queen is free to move, as knight is also defended. And now basically the idea is to push f5. We will blast open on the king side. Why are you spamming some sort of unusual emojis? What the heck is this? Stop spamming emojis. Sasank, Yasvi, Sam. What the heck is this? Okay, he goes bishop g4. So he is keeping his king in the center and he's trying to improve his position. And now basically his threat is to play bishop takes d7. That is, by the way, very nice tactic. If you take that with the queen, you lose the knight. And of course, after bishop takes d7, you can't take that with the knight as your queen is going to be hanging. So we have to be careful. Let's go queen d6. Let's unpin this knight. And after bishop takes d7, we are ready to meet that with knight takes d7. Wow, this guy is actually playing very, very well. He is playing very well. He's not giving us any chance to immediately go after his king. And it looks his king is safe. Because the center is closed, it's not easy to have an attack. In my summer holidays, I gained 300 elo rapid and bullet 4 elo in puzzles in my summer holidays. Yeah, bro, that's very good actually. That's very good. I'm stuck at 400. Yes, good. Okay, now Queen E2. He's still improving his position. And now I think he's ready to castle Queen side. And we are kind of running out of the ideas. Now F4, F5 is not working because he has enough to take over there as well. Hmm. I'm really struggling. C4 takes. That's not working as well. Wow, this guy is giving me some hard time. H5 comes in a mind. Hmm. Struggle. I can play rook c8, but then this knight will be pinged, which I don't like. Oh, let's go back to knight fc. Let's target that bishop. What? What is the problem, guys? Why are you doing this? Why are you spamming emojis? What the heck is going on in this chat? Why don't you guys believe me? What happened, Cloudy? Oh, okay. So he's inviting this move. Maybe he wants to open up the H5. And now look at that tactic. If you captures bishop takes b4, skewer the queen and the rook. Wow, I'm amazed by my opponent counterplay. Amazing. C4 captures, pawn captures, knight captures, I think I like the logo. Let's go. We are sacking a pawn for some activity. And now this bishop is out of the comment. He can start with this move, by the way. But still, I want to open up the c5 if he goes for this pawn. You can say as Cloudy, bro, how 900 elo surviving a lot? I don't know, man. As you know that this speedrun has not been easy for me. All of these games, my opponents are showing some great resistance and they are giving me tough fight. If he didn't tell his बचपन अनलॉक करे मुगल बचपन अनलॉक करो ब्रदर मुगल्लू के पास जाके बचपन अनलॉक करो. Okay, he start. Wow, I just suspect that he can eliminate this knight first, and he did go for that. And now you can't take here because there is this move counter attacking the queen. Maybe we can still go for that, but I don't like the look of this move as he has already captured my queen. Sorry, knight. Okay, let's take this. I want to open lines by sacking a pawns. Sacking a pawn, not a pawns. Sasangi just mad that he can defeat me at chess. He can't defeat me at chess. I get it. Okay, captures the pawn. Okay, I see the idea. He wants to take that with the knight, attacking the queen, attacking the pawn. But then queen b5, we keep defending that. Queen b5 runs into this move. Wow. Now it already looks suspicious. Let's go queen c7, defend the pawn like that. And now rook c8. But this bishop is controlling. I don't want to go for this because he can open up the h file. And his rook is already perfectly placed. Wow, man. Maybe I'm just playing wrong, but still, I'm not finding any way. I'm not finding any. Hyperbolic is brain rot at its peak. Cloudy is a legend. I don't know what the heck is going on in the chat. Okay, let's quickly go to k8 as we move the bishop and allow rook c8. So let's double attack the knight. And if the knight move, queen c3 check, and we break down his defense. We break down his defense, I guess. Honestly, hyperbolic is a trash at even high level. Yeah, hyperbolic is not that. I crushed many 2000 bullet. Now already queen c3 is a devastating threat if he moves the knight. So I think finally we are breaking through to his position. Right? Now he is going to struggle. Because moving this knight is not a possibility. Queen c3, we pick up the rook in the corner. Okay, now it's up to him what he's going to respond with. Hmm. He goes for that. Queen c3 check. We takes the rook with check as well. And then we'll move the bishop. Sorry, bishop. Yeah, we are winning now. That's the end of it. Finally, we break through. It took us almost 25 more. Bro, play with me. I'll defeat you. My ID is Port Jelly. Okay, brother, you can student unfiltered. You can prepare your challenge. We are about to finish this game. Then you can send me the challenge. Bullet is good to learn how to convert in time scramble in OTV games. Everything has some advantage, right? And you cannot say that bullet is bad. Bullet is particularly good, especially in rapid and blitz, when you get into the time scramble, and we have to convert some sort of advantage. And it kind of improve your intuition as well. Which move is good, which move is bad. You can just feel that in your intuition. I think his idea is to play king e2. He's still showing some resistance. Your queen is going to be hanging, and at the end he will be able to pick up this bishop. Wow. So this game is far from over. But I have an idea. Let's take that with check. King e2 attacks the rook. Notice the fact that this knight is defending the rook, so we can't take. But now we have an idea, which is to play queen b2, and we are tactically defending this bishop. Who can tell me what is the idea after he takes the bishop on b7? What will be your next move? Guess the real elo of the 27 hyper bullet player I beat in normal bullet. What we are threatening after knight takes d7? What we are threatening? What he fall for? What is the thing he fall for? Rook takes e2 exactly. Rook takes e2, we pins the queen and win the game. Say bishop again, please. Yes, brother, bishop. Jumpy is just trash talking. Nice, yeah. Finally, we break through and win the game because queen is getting lost. I think every person in the chat is distracted. Couple of them are focusing on the game, but apart from that, everybody is just distracted. They are not focusing on the game. I don't know what they are discussing. Finally, we are winning the game, and let's see what he's going to come up with. GG's. That day, I was so happy to beat 265. Okay, he designs because there is nothing to play. There is literally nothing to play for. It took me like almost 27, 30 moves. Okay, let's analyze from the start. Let's see where was the breaking point. He opens with e3, which is far from obvious because who will play a3 in rapid? I personally play e3 in bullet because it gives some easy moves. And in bullet, usually you want to make shorter moves. You don't want to move something like this far. You don't want to move something like this, but you want to make shorter move so that you have to move your mouse a little bit less. That's why I play e3 than d this way. Okay, anyway, we take some space on the queen side. Let me turn on the engine. We will see where we goes wrong. All of these moves were correct. Already black is fine. Black is better because of the central control. And now we push d4. Knight goes there. Okay, yeah. So many people will see the knight coming to c4, and they just rush with b5, attacking the knight, which along knight d6 check. You have to lose the cancelling right, and after all, he can eliminate this bishop as well. And white is fine. Okay, is this car? I don't know. Because I have never seen this car. Okay, now we play queen c7, we control the d6 square, and now we are ready to play b5. He goes back with the bishop, which looks ugly, but it is seems better for black. We goes b5, attacks the knight, fine move, knight goes back to b2, and it is fine move. Aha. Actually, it is the top move. Bishop e7, fine, you want to flank it with this bishop. It looks like this bishop is bad, but we are planning to play c5. At some moment we will open up this bishop. Knight g3, fine. Black, it's better for black, minus 1.2, but it's not winning. We make some general improving move. Here he pins the knight. And after I drop this knight back to solidify this knight, here he plays a nice move, bishop g4, and it sets up a trap. And let's say you didn't give enough attention to this move, and you play the completely normal looking move, rook e8. You lose the game. Why? Bishop takes d7. How will you capture this? If you take that with the knight, queen is hanging, and if you take that with the queen, you lose the knight on b6. So that was his threat. That was his threat. Luckily, I saw that there is a venom in this bishop g4 move. That's why we goes queen d6. We unpin this, and this is no longer working. If he captures the knight, we can simply recapture and head into f6 with the knight. This bishop is ugly on a5. I hope that makes some degree of sense. He goes queen e2, still he tries to improve his position, and maybe he can castle queen side. And here I decided to play knight f6, attacking the bishop. He goes b, not attack, he goes b4, try to lure us into taking this pawn, but the problem is he can recapture with the bishop, and suddenly this is a skewer. Suddenly this is a skewer, you have to move the queen, and you lose the rook. So try to be careful. After this move, we go c4. We try to break apart on the queen side and try to sack a pawn for some activity. And he captures the knight first because knight is also defending this square. So he removes one of the defender, queen takes, and now he takes the pawn, takes, knight takes. It actually attacks the queen, attacks the pawn. And initially, my idea was to play queen b5, but I refused this move because of knight d6, attacking the queen, attacking the bishop, offering a queen trade. But apparently, black is better. That's not the move. Then what is the move? Queen c6? Ah, queen c6, yeah. Queen c6, and we are winning the same with the same idea. Queen c3 check is a threat, and knight is hanging. Yeah, it would have been fine, but I didn't see, to be honest. I didn't see queen c6 there. Okay, I goes queen c7, and this is the same thing. We are trying to attack that. He goes bishop f3, which immediately allows to put our rook on c8. And now the pressure on the c file is tremendous. He cannot defend everything. Knight's hanging. There is no way to get extra defender on this knight, and he moves the knight. Probably he calculate the line that after I throw this check. Oh, sorry. What did he play? Okay, after this move, we check. He goes queen d2, blocks with the queen. We takes here. He attacks our queen, and probably he thinks that I have to move the queen, then he can win this bishop. But actually, he falls that there is rook takes c2, which pins the queen and which wins the game as well. I think on my side it's fine. Probably your internet is bad. What? This is like? Yeah, that is a complete guava, whatever you want to call. Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, and we have nicely placed We have nicely played this game. We win the game in 27 moves, and basically it was like we win the game on the c5, and white has nothing to do with that. Yeah, any question, guys? Any question? Wanna play with me? Okay, Rivu Raj. Uh, this is the speed run, and playing against viewers just make the thing worse, because I don't want to say something. I have faced so many viewers who just use Stockfish. And yesterday, almost all of them were using Stockfish. So since we are playing in the speedrun, playing against viewers just ruin everything. So let's keep the game going. Or maybe we can stop playing in this ID because we have already played two nice games in this speedrun ID. So we can go back to our main ID. Is the stream lagging? Is the stream lagging, guys? Who notices that? Who notices that? I think Sasank notices that. Hmm. Okay, let's go back. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the main ID. You like viewer engine battles? Yeah, yeah. If you guys want to use the engine, let's have a match against Stockfish. Why you want to beat me using Stockfish? That will be a nice treat to our eyes if you really want to beat me. Okay, 0.5 speed is better. Your favorite song Hindi? It changes time to time. It changes time to time. And particularly, I'm not listening to any musics right now, so it's kind of hard to say. Okay, we are back. Let's play some Blitz. Oh, I think we need to fix the visual first. I think it's fine. Yeah, let's go. Sanjay bro play Bullet to save the earth. Okay, okay, I will play some Bullet as well. His favorite song is Why Are My Opponents So Bad? Yes, that is the favorite song of mine. Okay, we are back into the action and let's see if we are out of the woods or not. Let's go h3 to stop knight g4. I think he's preparing this move. a4, try to discourage that. a6. We quickly get into this line. Knight f1. This bishop usually goes to c2. Let's bring this knight to g3. Okay, let's connect the rooks. Probably he will trade everything, I guess. Bro, play unrated. You may get chance to play 25 and plus bull players. Let's see. Okay, probably he's trying to double up, which I don't want to give him the chance for. And am I ready to sack this? Queen takes, knight g5, knight. It looks like interesting. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. Knight h5. Knight h7 loses because we are threatening checkmate on g7. Bishop f6 doesn't help. We can just take twice. Wow. So common move knight h7, stopping knight g5 loses to knight h5. And I have won plenty of games in the similar manner. First, we remaneuver this knight to g3, and black stops one idea of knight g5, but knight h5 is still there, threatening mate on g7. And usually, black has bishop f6. But here that fails to knight takes f6, queen takes f6, and we quickly play rook e3 followed by rook g3 delivering mate on the g5. Let's see if we can break through this to this position or not. We have sacked a piece, which is I think working fine for us now. I think this is actually working fine. Yeah, tactics work out in our favor, I guess. I think tactics work out in our favor. I don't see any defense. Do you guys see that? Is there any defensive move? Queen is not attacking our rook. Okay, let's just take capture. And now knight g5 can be very annoying. Let's go back and then knight g5. Basically, we have regained our material with interest. We have two extra pawn and knight g5 is a devastating threat, threatening queen h7. He can play f6. He goes there, but knight g5 is there devastating anyway, threatening mate. Knight g6 still not work. I think f6 could have been played. Yeah, f6, but then there's this check, and maybe we have plenty of move like knight h5. Okay, I think first we should attack the knight. I can also start with this check, king f8, check, king here, but then our queen will be hanging. So let's start with f4. Knight cannot be moved because then it will allow checkmate. So let's win the knight as well. Let's win the knight as well. F6 here is interesting, but then we start with this check. Hmm. But then he takes this, right? Okay, let's start with this check. And to be honest, I don't want to take this knight. Or maybe I can take after take. Rook f8 ends the game. Rook f1 ends the game. You can't take this knight. Rook f1 ends the game. Queen has to give up itself. Queen f6 and then rook takes f6 is simply mate. And he resigned. Wow, let's go. What an attacking game. Opponent is finding the resign button. Wow, we have a brilliant. And you can guess that what was that brilliant? What was that brilliant, guys? Hmm. Of course, bishop takes h6. Of course, bishop takes h6. Bishop takes. Accuracy is 86.6. Basically, we play the anti-Sicilian setup with Italian move. We maneuver our knight to g3, and now comes that we takes and bishop takes h6, gh, queen takes h6, and so normal looking knight h7 is a blunder, which allow knight h5, and it's mate in 4. Oh, how did I miss mate? Ah, look at that move, knight g5. Wow, setting mate on h7 now. If you take with the bishop, queen g7 is mate, and if you take that with the knight, knight f6 is mate. Wow. So we have Counter Strike Knight g5, and the game is over. Wow, man, I missed this one. Okay, so according to the computer, the only move is to play Knight e8. Who will find Knight e8? Very hard move because Knight h5 and Knight g5 is a huge threat. First of all, you stop Knight g5 ideas. Then you because you can just simply eliminate. Yes, this is check, but he can block with the knight. And no, he cannot block with the knight because there is knight h5, king h7, and it's unclear. White has an edge, but there is no clear follow-up. I think computer is repeating the move. I don't know why. Check, king here, check, king here. Oh, I don't know why computer is just repeating the move after. Okay, first we prepare something now. Okay, now it looks like white has some edge. Black can get his queen, check, king h8, and now you sack the knight on f5. What the heck is the idea? Now you are threatening check, king here, and knight h6 followed by rook z3. And if he takes, that's a blunder. We win the game. If he blocks with the knight, queen at 6, and the game is over basically. How much do you stream? I stream too much. Wow. Any question? He could can. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. One match with me, please. Yasvi, I'm really very sorry. I'm not in the mood of playing the viewers today. Really, really, really very sorry. D6. E5 is never really a problem, but I think I have over advanced with the move. This pawn is a weakness for us. Let's hook queen c7, bishop f8, and basically let's try to trade everything because our position is ugly. Because there we shall have this move. What? What if I just take? I think he wants to evacuate this square for the knight. We can lose this game pretty much quickly. Although if I take, his queen can get active. Let's take. Maybe this is losing for us, I don't know, because these pawns are clamping down to our position. And I cannot get in. Pressure is on this pawn. If you goes here, knight at 6 check. Look at that. I think this is losing for us. Knight at 6 check, king h8. Oh, you start with this. Now the knight's hanging. I can take, but then bishop take. Oh, bishop takes, and then there will be mate threat. I don't want to touch that. Oh, hard run is queen z8, man. So experiment does not work in our. I just experimented with c5 earlier, which cost us the game. Okay, now let's try to stick to our guns. I'm not going to experiment with my opening. Bad idea. Let's drop this bishop back. What is the idea of this move? Let's qualify our knight. Okay, capture. Oh, we are losing that one. Nice. Nice. This is weakness. We can take that pawn, but this pawn will be a weakness for the rest of the game. And probably we are going to struggle. Oh, he just defend. Rook a8 anyway, double attacks the bishop. Bishop has to move. Then we just take. Ah, that is defend. I was about to hang my queen. Wow, what a great way to defend that. And he's defending this pawn as well. Okay, let's try to deflect the queen. Ah, he damaged his own pawn structure. Wow. We have to commend our opponent. He's showing some sign that he is a greater player. Let's try to get in on this side of the board. We are hitting this. But I think king h2 and he's fine. Bishop d6 check, although there is f5, f4. Doesn't feel good. Oh, why did you give this pawn? Oh, he's. Ah! Mouse slip at its best. I was about to take this pawn. That's why I touched the queen. Then I see that he's hitting my rook, and I was leaving my queen on itself on h5, and I just hang my queen. Will he accept the draw? Of course no. Of course no. Of course no. What a mouse slip that was. Okay, let's try to stick to our. I'm just over exaggerating. I should stick to our main theme, which is to play sound chess, which I'm not doing recently. That's why I'm losing so many games. That's why I'm losing so many games. Let's try to improve our position first at the end, and let's try to get things into the time scramble at the end. Let's try to get into the end game. Hmm? Oh, I think he has an easier knight if I'm knight c4. Okay, he's double attacking this. Let's defend that. Now he's triple attacking that. And now knight a5, knight c4 idea is very devilish. What about this move? That is not working. And now I have an idea to play knight h4 and try to sack the knight on g6. I don't know what's the idea behind that. Let's go. Okay, let's calculate. What subject you will take? Okay, I think he's trying to remove this. So what if I just move this knight? First of all, is this playable or not? I don't think this is playable because then he takes here, and if he takes, his queen can get in attacking the bishop and the knight. So I think I should move this knight, but then it allowed this move. What if I just take this? I think he will take this knight, and if you go back, f6, and at the end we will lose this knight. Hmm. He's forcing us to think, by the way. Okay, let's go back. Knight e4 is very annoying. And I have to go here because this is a. Oh, that was not it. Why did I give up this bishop? Already I'm going into the wrong direction. f3 has to be played now. But then he will just eliminate this. Maybe I can get my knight in e5. Okay, let's hit the knight first. Captures, captures. Takes. Everything is fine. Okay, goes back. And again, I like the look of that. But that is simply not working, I guess. Let's start by taking there. And this knight e3. Stopping knight c4. He's up on clock now, and this knight is in no man's land. We literally have to sack this knight. Okay, he's spinning this knight. King h1. Let's unpin this. There are no check on this. Okay, now he's looking on this square, and already that is a threat. And that check is unsound now. Let's protect that square. We have to allow this one at some moment. You cannot get anything. You cannot get everything. Now let's check that. Ah, queen is defending. Ah, man. Chess is so hard. Chess is so hard. Don't play chess, brother. If you are playing chess, just take any other sport. Don't play chess. He wants to castle queen side. And we have to go for an attack immediately. The pawn is unpinned. Let's attack this. Oh, his attack is coming so fast. Mm-hmm. Let's attack the knight first. This is simply not working. Okay, knight goes back, and now we are stopping that one. I like the look of queen b6 that new mate. Hmm, that's not working again. How can I get rid of this knight? And now maybe he's threatening this move. If he goes here, then we eliminate the knight. Hi, sir. Rook e8. Oh, I runs into some sort of checks. That's why you have to castle. You have to castle early. Hmm. That's why you should castle early. King safety is must. Wow. So the everything is going wrong. I don't know how to get rid of these things. Okay, I think everybody wants to attack me by castling queen side. Hmm. Let's pin this knight. Wow, look at that. Why everybody is going for queen side castle? And I'm finding it very hard to generate any sort of counterplay. Okay, let's go for the queen side castle itself. Oh, now he's attacking that one. I can take this and defend that. Everything is defended. I'm gonna castle queen side as well. Wow, how are they coming up with these ideas, man? How? They are just not getting running out of the ideas. Let's go here. Ready to meet that with f takes. And it feels like my king is weak. By the way, the total I set for the five main subject. Okay, let's castle. I think his idea is to put pressure on this knight. But I think I'm ready to break through with this move. Hmm. Let's go. And how did you forget this one? He's attacking the queen and he's managing to keep the e file closed. No, that's how you lose. You have to lose contact with that. And now the knight is hanging. Let's try to get that. Probably this position is losing for me. If he opens up this diagonal, okay, let's take. But now we have this square if he takes that with the queen. And that's a fork. Rook g6. This knight is monster. And queen a2 is a threat. King b1 is must, I guess. He can play d3, but then we just take this bishop. Queen takes. King b1. Looks fine. And for free concession, the 5 subject is considered. I will turn off the chat from tomorrow. Everybody is just busy on their own. Nobody is focusing on these games. At least try to give me some sort of ideas, man. Can I deflect this bishop? No, no, rook is also okay. Goes for rook d3. Wow. You have to comment now. But anyway, can I go king b1 now? King b1. Actually, he wants to capture this knight, and then he will get knight c3. Although my knight is monster, I don't want to give itself. Let's go king b1. If the knight move, rook is gonna be hanging. Okay, let's trade. Okay, now he castle. Let's try to get in. Position is equal. We have a passer. We have a very good knight. And he's basically inviting this move. Takes the pawn. Check. King here. I just take this pawn. And I don't know who is better in this position, in that position. Well, if I can take, and we can start pushing this pawn. I like the look of this move. Ah, how can I miss this simple tactics? How the heck I can miss this? And now basically there is nothing. He can come back with check. And he's defending this pawn as well. I should have traded the queen and I have a monster passer. There are so many blind spots. So many blind spots, basically. It is getting worse and worse now. I can take that. I think his idea is to remove this bishop. And he's attacking that as well. Hard to refute. Let's go queen d3. This knight is monster. Wow, he has some super easy ideas, man. What will you play? It's basically not easy. And when your opponent starts stop thinking, they are just blitzing out the move immediately. Then you realize that it's over for you. Then you realize if he goes here, actually I can damage his pawn structure. Okay, he goes for that pawn in return of this pawn. Really, this looks devastating. Oh, I can pin his knight. G6. And now look at this. Putting pressure. Oh, this is winning, I guess. Yeah, this is winning. Keeping an eye on this piece up. Attacking that as my knight is still there. And if he goes there, queen takes g7, we win the knight with interest and the game is fair. I don't think he's going to allow us to do that. Surely he's playing very nice. King takes. Still, the question is how to improve the position. This guy is incredible. How is he finding out? Let's just put g3. And now he's attacking the bishop. And what will you play? Basically, you have to get into this. Wow. Still, he's not thinking, man. Still, he's not thinking. Look at that. Oh, I'm playing against Magnus, guys. This is not the human. I'm playing against Magnus. Ah, that fails to this. How did he miss this tactic? What? Did he just crumbles? Still a lot to unpack, but I can activate my king. This. What a cool checkmate it is going to be. Have you seen this kind of checkmate? Oh my goodness. He gets trapped his king himself. Oh my goodness. I have never seen something like this. Oh my god. What was that? He just never think. Look at his moves. All of the moves were between 2 to 3 seconds. Literally, he never think. He brings out all of his moves. 1 second, 4 second, 5 second, 2 second, 3 second, 3 second, 3 second, 2 second, 2 second. All of the moves were like immediately. Okay, here he thinks for like 7, 9, 8 seconds. But still, and at this point, we have to bail out because we have no way to progress. And at the end, he fall for this tactic. Knight is the only defender of the rook, so we know how to win with this tactic. Removing the guard. We remove the defender. कहाँ से हो भाई आप बिहार में? I am from Purnia, brother. Your opponent quit chess after this. Oh wow, it's so funny. It's so funny. Don't reveal location. I have nothing to hide, brother. You said you will play bullet. No, 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 no. I'm so sorry. I want to get some nice wins. And finally, we are getting to our main stuff. So let's try to stuck to the main thing. Both players are improving their position. So we'll go for the same plan. Bishop e3, knight bd2, knight f1, knight c3, and bang, that bishop stack on h6. Let's see if I can get the same thing again or not. I think he will try to execute d5, which he's gonna go for. Let's take. And now he's attacking our bishop actually. Okay, so he's not giving us the chance. Let's eliminate this. And d4. Captures, knight captures. We have to change our plan. Okay, actually, this is very nice move. And now we have to think. I think we are losing this pawn because simply he has enough attacker. Let's go for this move first. Let's try to stick to this pawn. Maybe e5 is an advanced move which he can go for. Okay, let's stick to the pawn. I don't want to allow that. And now the c file is open. I think we can move the queen. This is, I guess, sufficiently defended, or maybe not. One, two, three. I think I can take because if the knight move, queen is going to be hanging. So this pawn is tactically defended, and we are ready to eliminate this headache. We are ready to eliminate with this d takes e5 headache, and then we will play the move a1, put pressure on the c5. And I think we have solved all of our problems, and we can go for some sort of attack. This queen is nicely placed on this diagonal. Okay, it captures. Let's take that with the knight. If you take here, you lose the queen. Rook takes is out of the question as well. And rook c1 is coming with pressure on this knight. So maybe he can go for rook d6. We play rook c1 anyway. Okay, he's putting pressure on this knight. Can I go rook c1 right here? Captures, captures. No, I can't go there now. But I like the look of knight f5. If I take queen takes, and I don't want to get into trade. I like the look of knight f5. This is defended by the queen. Rook f5 is not a move because bishop is controlling that. There is no infiltration on this d5. Rook c1 finally coming. Or maybe we can drop this knight back to g3. And then later on it can go to h5 to attack the bishop. Okay, let's go back. He was double attacking the knight. So you have to move. But now the pawn is hanging on b6. Pawn is hanging, and this now okay goes for this one. He's trying to be tactical. How should we capture with? Let's take that with the knight. Bishop takes, of course. Bishop takes. Rook takes. I think he's trying to play this move. Hmm. No, no, that would be a blunder. Let's go f3 to disarm this bishop on this diagonal. But I have weakened this diagonal, so I have to be very careful. Okay. This check, and then you can get in. Very hard, actually. Now, if the rook move, we can get the back rank checkmate. He has to be careful. Knight f5 is coming suddenly. 13 mate on g7. Let's go for that. f6, there's this fork, but our queen is going to be hanging. So after f6, we can throw this check, forcing queens off the board. And if we take that pawn, knight e7. Okay, I think we should just go for this. I don't think there is any alternative. Let's go for this. Let's simplify. Let's simplify. Pawn is going to be hanging, and knight e7 is a threat. Okay, he goes for counter attack here. Wow. Check simply this. If I goes, I lose anyway. I have to find something. He's gonna throw check, king at 7, and suddenly the pressure is immense. Mate. Oh, let's go! From peak to another peak. Yeah, that's it. That was a heck of a game. I was trying so hard. I got attacked, but then I tried to get the counter attack. Deep Saha. Yes. Hello, good evening. All three games drawn. Play bullet for Jesus Christ. Oh, what's going on in the Norwegians? You could go there because after all those captures, you had it back rank mate with your troop. I think, wow, I was almost not saying that one. Check the Magnus Park match there. Let's see first. Let's see the game first. Again, we set up an anti-Sicilian against the Sicilian opening, which is working fine for us, which I have shown you multiple times. Okay, here the best move is knight e2. Knight f5 was almost fine. Is equal. This person is equal, and computer actually likes knight f5 again, targeting the rook. And if you go rook d7, queen c3, you have to stop this check somehow. Okay, this is no longer a check, as we still have the pawn on f. But I thought that this bishop is so strong in this diagonal, so let's play f3 and let's get rid of that headache. Let's get rid of here. Computer actually likes the queen f4. The idea of queen g4 and trying to set up some sort of mate. But we force queens off the board and he gets his rook. Yeah, take this pawn. Initially, I thought that I can go like knight h4 to defend, but there is g5 and you lose the game on the spot. That's why we play the knight e3. That's how you have to differentiate between these moves. Computer start with this check. If he goes here, you can repeat the position, king g3, then you can go back to that similar position. But we go knight e3 immediately, we defend this, he takes the pawn, and now we attack the bishop first, and after bishop c6, we attack it one more time. Basically, I was inducing this move. At this moment, it was a time scramble. I particularly think that I'm better in time scramble sometimes. We start with this check. Why this check is important? Because now he has to move the king. Whereas if you start with this one, he can I think go for this. He can go for this. He can give up a piece. White is still better, but it's fine. Maybe I think the position is similar. After this again we go for this, and position can resemble in the same situation. Yeah, and if both moves are fine, but we are forcing something. Check, empty move, king h8, king h2, and now there is no defense. He tried to make an evacuation square for king, which is not simply working. We can take this with check, king h6. We can start with this check. Basically, this was mate in one as well, by the way, which I missed. I throw this check. The move was this, and he is fine. White is still winning, but there's no longer checkmate. The idea is if I goes here, he has this square, and now the knight is hanging. And we have to defend the knight suddenly. Wow. So the simple is knight f5 mate. It would have been cool mate, but anyway, he goes king g6. But now it's mate in one, as knight is controlling f5 and rook is controlling the g5. I hope that makes sense. No, everyone is from India. Yes, yes, yes. Any question? Any question, guys? Play bullet. Okay, let's make this happen. If Sasank if Sasank wants me to lose, let's lose a couple of games. Not a big deal. I have 2070 rating. I can lose 50 rating. I can lose 50 rating. Everyone is scared of me. They are just aborting the game. Alien. Oh, threatening mate in one. Oh, oh. How do we defend this? Actually, I struggle with this more. I cannot think too much. I can just remove that. No longer a problem. Oh, I should have eliminated that bishop. Okay, let's eliminate that. Let's go here. Time is our problem. Oh no. What the heck was this, man? I hang everything at the end because I had to pre-move. Otherwise, I would have lost. Crazy, wow. A crazy game. What the heck was this game? I think now your wish has been completed, brother. Sasank, where are you? Your wish has been completed. But it was hard. New game, okay. Okay, let's go back to the Blitz game. Let's go back to the Blitz game. Hmm. Oh, white has space on the king side, and probably he will go for the attack on the king side. Hmm. How to put pressure over there? Queen c7. Looks interesting. Knight e4. Doesn't feel good. Oh, this is hanging. Have to be very careful. Have to be very, very careful. If I goes back, that is mate, so we have to eliminate this basically. Let's see how he's going to capture. Okay, he captures with the queen, but I think now I'm fine with knight f6. He will try to put pressure on this one, probably. Knight e4. Cuts off the connection. Oh, he sacked that. Wow. Is this sack sound? We basically have to trade everything now. I think I can force a queen trade with queen e7 if he's not careful. And then we will be winning basically. Right? But he just take that. Okay, not a big deal. Now we are healthy exchange up and let's force a queen trade. This is never working. Let's take, takes, and now rook takes. Attacking the rook, attacking the queen. There is no check. Premature sack, not gonna work. Okay, let's go here. Let's throw this check. And now let's go simple rook f8. Let's cut off the f file. There is no counterplay. And now it is going to be mate in a couple of moves. Rook f1 is a threat. Rook f queen f1, queen f2 is a threat. And we basically win the game. I don't even need to trade the queen now. Let's just go for his king. We can p move mate. Let's go. We win the game nicely. And I think we can end the stream on this note, ladies and gentlemen. And as we are streaming from almost 2.5 hours, and if you guys have any question, any suggestion, you can leave that in the comment section. I will try to implement that. It was a kind of okay stream today as we lost multiple games in bid section. I won a game in rapid as well. And currently we are sitting on 2207 in rapid. And in bids, we are fairly almost 50 to 60 points below 2200, but not a big deal. That's the matter of time. We will get back to those rating quickly. So we are learning every day. And if you guys are liking my work, liking this team, you can support me via subscribing to the channel. That will motivate me to do a lot of things in the world of chess. So you guys can do those things. If you appreciate my work and the team, you can give me a little sub. Yeah, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night and have a happy chess. Bye bye, everyone.